Wow, so what a coup this is. Manuel Pellegrini has just been appointed the new manager of West Ham United, and kudos to the West Ham board for pulling this off because I honestly think, from Pellegrini's point of view, what is he doing? I mean, you look at a guy who previously has taken a Villarreal side, a newly promoted Villarreal side in La Liga, to Champions League places and then to the Champions League semi-finals in 2006 where they were narrowly beaten by Arsenal. Then I think he got nearly 100 points with Real Madrid after that, and then with Malaga he got them in unbeaten in the Champions League group stages, and he's just and then of course when he came to Manchester City 2013-14 season, he had them scoring, nearly breaking the record for most goals scored. They scored over 100 goals. They won the league with 86 points, I think it was. And that was when they just narrowly pipped Liverpool to the title after the Stevie G slip. So, and not forgetting that, a couple of seasons later with the same team, he took them to the Champions League semi-finals against no other than Real Madrid, narrowly losing 1-0. So this is an elite manager who you'd have to put him in the same bracket as the likes of, well, previously Mourinho, uh, all the top managers, Ancelotti. You know, he's he's a top class manager. So West Ham have done really well. Now, what he needs to make sure now is that he has full control over what happens with transfers, etc., etc. Because the West Ham board have got a bad reputation. Look at what happened in the home game against Burnley a few months ago when there was riots on the pitch. That was nothing to do with the players. That was all because all protests to do with the board. There's a lot going on there. And you look at the squad as well, and they have got some class players. So he's got a good squad to work with. I guess the only thing you could say that goes against Pellegrini is his age. He's 64 years old, but then look at the likes of Roy Hodgson, who's coming at Palace. He's older than that. You look at Alex Ferguson. He was about 70 when he left. So I don't think that's any concern. And in fact, could Arsenal have gone in for Pellegrini? Arsenal could have done a lot worse than going for Pellegrini. Now, I think his last club was a team in the Chinese Super League, which, isn't the biggest league in the world, but he's been active. It's not like he's not had a job since leaving Manchester City, and he only left them a couple of years ago. So I think it's a real coup. You look at the players he's got. Sorry, Joe Hart's going to go back to Manchester City. He's not going to come back to West Ham, although Pellegrini has worked with Joe Hart before. Will he think he can get the best out of him again? Maybe he'll go in for a permanent transfer, although I doubt it. I think Hart may have to drop down to the Championship or try and rejuvenate himself in a different league. So yeah, Manuel Pellegrini. You've got the likes of Patrice Evra, Zabaleta. They're not young players. But he's got the likes of Aaron Cresswell, who's a class left back. He's got Sam Byram, he's got a lot of potential. Ogbono, he didn't really have a brilliant season. Winston Reid, a decent reputation. Mark Noble, may have to be replaced quite soon. He's not getting any younger. They've got some class up front as well. Arnautovic. They've got Javier Hernandez. I'm sure he can get the best out of him. And Andy Carroll. What does he do with Andy Carroll? I mean, you can't help if a player's injured all the time. Personally, I think he needs to be moved on, Andy Carroll. Maybe a different league that's not as physical, where he's not as likely to pick up injuries every 2 minutes. But we shall see. But Pellegrini, let's have a look at a few comments on him. Most respected football coaches, that's very true. He brings a reputation for attacking football and getting the best out of his players. Antonio as well, I forgot about him. They've got some class. Lanzini, they could well be on course. They could be dark horses to. I don't think they'll get into the top six, but I certainly think with Pellegrini in charge, if he gets to do what he wants, top half finish. I think it'd be a disappointment if they didn't finish in the top half. So let me know what you think about this appointment. I think West Ham have done an incredible job. And Pellegrini, I guess it depends on how he does after the season. If he does a great job, then it's not done his reputation any harm. If he does a bad job, then, will it damage his legacy a little bit? Let me know in the comments section. I'll be interested to hear.